Aren't you going to suffer? You can't be looking forward to it. And he very diplomatically said to me, well, with all plans, there are pluses and minuses. That's because he's a man who left communist Vietnam, and he understands what happens when you speak your mind. You wind up banned in Britain. When you have a fascist dictatorship in the form of a liberal government, which is really a totalitarianism of a soft kind running England right now. And we are hopeful that this soft totalitarian regime in England will see fit to do the right thing and take Michael Savage off the banned in UK list. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sue them, and they're going to lose a lot of money and an awful lot of face, because I will win. They slandered me, and I suggest you go to michaelsavage.com and see what I am talking about. Remember, I am still banned in Britain. If you think it's fun and you think I'm enjoying the attention, then you don't know anything about anything. Then you actually probably think that Michael Jackson is a great musician. 1-800-449-8255, michaelsavage.com, Chester, New York. Go ahead. You're up on the Savage Nation.
Hi, each one of those people that you've been playing are true artists. And the reason why they're artists is because to be able to make the kind of music that they've made, you have to have a certain type of drive inside you that is not a drive for money. Now, at some point in Michael Jackson's career, he was doing work that was good, creative, but at some point...
You know what? I don't even want to analyze what was in his mind. We know he had a drug problem, but so did Jimi Hendrix. So far as we know, Jimi Hendrix didn't have it for little boys. Michael Jackson did. Could that be why Michael Jackson is revered by the people in the media? I don't know. I can't comment on that, but I thank you for the call. I really want to hear George Gershwin. Is this the Taxi song, or is this a different one? Oh, let me hear the Taxi song, and I'll tell you the story of it. Listen for a minute. Okay, Gershwin goes to Paris, 1920s, I believe. He's impressed with the sound of the horns in the Paris taxi cabs of the time. He gets taxi horns from taxi cabs, and he composes an entire piece of music called An American in Paris using horns from taxi cabs. I would consider that innovative. I would consider that genius. And, of course, so did the Americans who fought as the greatest generation. They were actually common men with uncommon minds and uncommon spirits. The average person who went to school in America in the 1920s, 1930s, probably received a greater education than people going to college today. I would think that anyone who graduated grade school by 1939 had a higher education and a greater understanding of the realities of the world than people graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from NYU. 1-800-449-8255, michaelsavage.com. Jeff in San Fran, KNEW, thanks for calling. Topic, please.
Yes, Michael, thanks for taking my call. I wanted to talk about the fox and how I agree with you and feeling worse about the fox dying and being in pain than Michael Jackson's death, and for one main reason, that fox is innocent.
Thank you. That's right, the innocent fox and the mother's cries. She barked for hours calling her cub. The cub was gone. They both ran across the road. The mother made it. The young one got hit by a car and dragged himself across, under the gate, and then laid there with a broken spine or hips or something. The mother was hiding somewhere else, but when the truck took the baby away, probably to euthanize it, the mother didn't suddenly say, oh, well, there goes my baby. I wonder if the government could help me. The mother cried throughout the night, barking for her baby.
That is true, Michael. And one other thing I wanted to say, too, talk about all these people holding up Michael Jackson as an idol, and you talk about these generals and stuff like that. You know what? He's no more important than Private Smith, who died defending our country, and they don't get some hero's welcome. My grandfather took bullets in his leg in Japan. Nobody's out there, helping
That's
him.
right. Well, no, he was not a hero. He was just an ordinary, useful American for the powers that be. I hear what you're saying, my friend, and I want to go back to the fox for one quick minute, not to milk it, but I got to tell you something. I go with my emotions sometimes, and I got to ask you something. Let me ask you a question, everyone else listening to the Savage Nation. Do you think there is something wrong with my soul, that I was moved more by the mother fox's cries for her baby, the injured fox, than for the death of Michael Jackson, who I feel nothing for? Is there something wrong with me? Am I out of step with America? Do I need to be hospitalized and treated by Obama physicians? Do I need to be put on Thorazine? or Belaril or some late model drugs in order to feel what the Congress feels, in order to feel what the media feels? Is there something wrong with me? Or do you understand where I am coming from? I'm asking you a dead-on question. I'm not doing it for effect. Florida, Connie, you're on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Michael. How are you? Are you there?
I don't answer how I'm me. You don't know me. Don't ask me that. What's on your mind, please?
Well, my comment is I hear you rambling on about...
I am not rambling. I do not ramble. I give discourses. Perhaps you are used to people who ramble. Do not confuse me with one of those.
You and other media people forget all the good things that man did.
Really? Now, what are the good things he did? I guess he provided giraffes for the boys he was playing with?
Oh, no. He ended up providing a lot of money to people overseas. He ended up providing education for people that wanted to go to college. He ended up providing money.
That's very nice, but does that elevate him to the level of a national shrine? Wait a minute, Connie, if you're not receiving, we're going to end the conversation. I did not say he was an evil man. I did not say he was a bad man. I said that the worship is disproportionate to the achievement. Do you understand that? Or is that too unrambling for you?
Well, what he did is he brought a lot of people together.
You didn't hear a word I said, did you? Your ears are clogged with stupidity.
No.
Did you hear what I just said? Will you please rank the man in terms of his greatness? Where would you rank him? Equal to George Washington or higher than George Washington?
Education, and I own a business.
I asked you a question and you're not answering it. You're shooting your mouth off. I am not the husband who you drove away from you, Connie. So listen again. I asked you to rank Michael Jackson with regard to other American icons. Please do so.
Well, I don't believe the media made him what he is.
You didn't answer me. Apparently, you're too rambling inside your head to even follow a question. I said rank him with regard to other American icons.
I would say he ranks in the middle.
In the middle? Who would be at the top of the rank?
Who would be in the top of the rank? John F. Kennedy.
Why would JFK be at the top?
Why would he be at the top? Because he is at the top. The other one is...
Wait, what do you mean he's at the top? I asked you, why do you put JFK at the top of the rank of iconic Americans? Why him?
Why him? Because he was the president of the United States and he ended up dying for our country.
So because he took a bullet, that made him a great man?
I believe that he was a great man.
And what did he do as a president that you would consider great?
That Roosevelt was a great man.
Again, you're not answering the question, so I'll repeat it. What did JFK achieve or accomplish as a president that would rank him as a great man? What's the matter, Connie? Cat got your tongue? Logic apparently threatens the disorder between your ears. The rambling thoughts that bounce from the left to the right of your brain are suddenly challenged by a logical question for which there is no answer because your brain is disordered. I'll be right back.
Eloquent in their own way.
Armstrong and Getty. Weekday morning 6 to 10. Talk 910 KNEW.
I want you to think about this and be honest with yourself. Let's say you're one of the people worshiping at the icon of Michael Jackson. Did you give this man so much as a thought a month ago? Was he on your mind? Did you ever think of him? Did he ever enter your mind a month ago? Did he enter your mind? Michael Jackson. Every day you woke up, you had breakfast, and you thought, oh, my God, where is Michael Jackson? What is he doing now? You didn't think of him. He was nobody. So you have to ask yourself, how is it that you got swept up in this idol worship? Is it because he was so great? Or is it, as Michael Savage is suggesting, because the media has whipped you up into a frenzy and you were like a minnow caught up in a tidal wave and don't even understand that you're not thinking clearly. You're only being forced to act by the media. That's why I told you, be careful here. You've got to rank things. And you know, the last woman who called, she starts by insulting me. It turns out she has a disordered mind. She was actually threatened by my logic because she hasn't any herself. I've discovered something in my life. People who do not have logic are actually threatened by a logical question and a logical progression of thought. They don't know how to follow a thought, and they get nervous when you try to take them along. So I say to her, who was a great president? She says, John F. Kennedy. I ask her why. She said, because he took a bullet for the country. I said, because he took a bullet, does that make him great? What did he achieve as a president? She didn't know, and she hung up. Because I challenged another core feeling of hers that had no basis in reality. JFK was not a great president. By any means, by anyone's analysis, he was not a great president. I don't think there's anything he did that is particularly great. He got us into the Vietnam War, by the way. It wasn't Nixon, if you want to go back and remember history. JFK dragged us into Vietnam. He was quite a conservative president, by the way. By today's standards, he'd be a right-wing Republican. Unfortunately, we don't have any like him. I actually like JFK as a president. I think he was a good president, not a great one. But the fact of the matter is, he was not a Democrat, not a liberal, in any way, shape, or form, incidentally. By today's standards, as I've instructed you on this program many times, he would be considered a radical right-wing Republican. To show you how far this country has slipped to the left,